Hi, and welcome to Anime with Annie. In this video today, I'll be talking about everything we know about the famous studio, Studio Ghibli. But before we get into it, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates from us. Now come, let's take a closer look. Studio Ghibli, based in Kognai, Tokyo, is a Japanese animation film studio. It is primarily known for its animated feature films, but it also has made a number of short films, television advertisements, and 2 television movies. Totoro, a gigantic cat-like spirit from the 1988 film My Neighbor Totoro, is the club's mascot and most well-known symbol. Spirited Away from 2001, Howl's Moving Castle 2004, and Ponyo are among the studio's highest-grossing films. 5 of the studio's films are among Japan's top 10 gross anime feature films. Spirited Away is in second place, with a domestic gross of 31.68 billion yen and a worldwide gross of almost US 380 million. Princess Mononoke is in 4th place with a domestic gross of 20.18 billion yen. Several of their works have received the Anime's Grand Prix Award. Following Miyazaki's retirement on August 3, 2014, Studio Ghibli temporarily halted production. Suzuki stated in February 2017 that Miyazaki had returned from retirement to direct a fresh new feature film, How Do You Live?, which he planned to be his final movie. Studio Ghibli was founded on June 15, 1985, by directors Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata, as well as producer Toshio Suzuki. Miyazaki and Takahata had already worked together on The Great Adventure of Horace, Prince of the Sun in 1968, and the Panda Go Panda films in 1972 and 1973, and had a lengthy history in Japanese film and television animation. Suzuki started as an editor at Tokuma Shoten's animation manga magazine in 1978, and his first choice was Horace. He made a phone call concerning the first film Miyazaki ever directed, The Castle of Cagliostro, a year after his phone contact with Takahata and his first interaction with Miyazaki, both about Horace. After the popularity of the 1984 film, Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind, the studio was created. Suzuki was a member of the film's production crew and later co-founded Studio Ghibli, alongside Miyazaki, who also recruited Takahata to join. Miyazaki is the studio's most prolific filmmaker, while Takahata is the studio's second most prolific director. Yoshifumi Kanda, Hiroki Morita, Goro Miyazaki, and Hiroshima Yonbashai are among the other filmmakers who have collaborated with Studio Ghibli. Joe Hisashi, a composer, composed the music for the majority of Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli films. Michio Yasuda was described by Brian Camp and Julie Davis in their book Anime Classics Atai as a mainstay of Studio Ghibli's remarkable design and production crew. The studio was once located in Chigoro, Mushihino, Tokyo. Tokuma Shoten and the Walt Disney Company forged a relationship in August 1996, with Walt Disney Studios serving as the exclusive international distributor for Tokuma Shoten's Studio Ghibli animated films. Disney reportedly promised to find 10% of the studio's cost of production as part of the deal. Since then, Disney has redubbed all 3 of Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli films that had originally been dubbed by Streamline Pictures. Tokuma Shoten Publishing merged Studio Ghibli, Tokuma Shoten Intermedia Software, and Tokuma International on June 1, 1997, to form Tokuma Shoten Publishing. Studio Ghibli has long had a close association with the magazine Animage, which publishes exclusive pieces on the studio and its members in a section known as Ghibli Notes. The cover of the magazine typically features artwork from Ghibli's films and other works. The journal serialized Sako Hirama's novel Yumi Kaguya, which was later transformed into Ocean Waves, Studio Ghibli's first animated feature-length film for television. Tomie Mochizuki directed the film. The Ghibli Museum opened in Mitaka, Tokyo in October 2001. It has exhibits and animations based on Studio Ghibli films, including a handful of short Studio Ghibli films that aren't available anywhere else. Because Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind was substantially edited for its distribution in the United States as Warriors of the Wind, the studio is notorious for its rigid no-edits policy in licensing their movies abroad. When Miramax co-chairman Harvey Weinstein suggested cutting Princess Mononoke to make it more commercial, the no-cuts principle was stressed. According to rumors, a Studio Ghibli producer brought an actual Japanese sword with the message, "No cuts." Have you ever felt to yourself, damn, life is truly lovely after watching a Studio Ghibli film? As if your melancholy and cynicism had been carried away for a brief moment? This is what some people refer to as the Ghibli effect, which is a vague sensation of love and longing for life and the world we live in. With their whimsical plots, devastatingly beautiful landscapes, and mystical aspects, Hayao Miyazaki's films like Howl's Moving Castle and My Neighbor Totoro stand out. This style is credited to Miyazaki's particular attention to detail, as well as his philosophies of environmentalism, pacifism, and realism. First and foremost, environmentalism. Nature is not just an ideal backdrop in practically all of Miyazaki's flicks, it also takes an active role in his stories. The guardian spirits in My Neighbor Totoro look after the girls exactly like the rest of the townspeople. The wolves and boars are personified in Princess Mononoke, and we see and hear their agony and suffering as well as their hatred of humanity for destroying their home. Nature is depicted by Miyazaki as an appealing and alive topic that deserves to be safeguarded and adored. Nature is intricate, and Miyazaki's works reflect this. The characters' surroundings are frequently far too magnificent for humans to grasp, manage, or govern. In Princess Mononoke, for instance, the trees loom above the humans in an unsettling way. In the film, all attempts to harness the great force of nature fail spectacularly. But as Totoro comforts the girls in their moment of need and the awe-inspiring paradise of Laputa demonstrates, if humans learn to coexist together with their environments, nature can be majestic and full of wonder. Ghibli's universe is frequently viewed through the eyes of children, evoking a sense of innocence and love for unspoiled nature. Nature is a playground for kids full of unlimited opportunities for adventure and fun. Miyazaki's love of nature makes us love the environment, and his ability to capture even the tiniest and most trivial elements, such as the movement of water, the way flowers sway in the wind, lets us experience that love deeply. In a 2001 press conference, Miyazaki revealed that a scene in Spirited Away was inspired by his own experiences cleaning a river near his home. I think Chihiro pulling the bicycle handle and all the rubbish out of the river spirit was such a wonderful moment for me, and I imagine Miyazaki's thoughts after cleaning the river were similar. The river spirit's sigh of relief moved me deeply, and it made me long for a world that was cleaner and more beautiful. Miyazaki inspires us in many ways by constructing ideal worlds where human consumption and environmental preservation are in harmony. Even when pollution and the misuse of priceless, sacred nature for human greed or war are present, the films always conclude with nature being restored. Thus, like the river spirit scene, it gives us a sense of relief and gladness. The second is pacifism. Unlike many Western films, Miyazaki warns against the harm and misery that violence may bring. We see how the average person endures the brunt of war's consequences in Princess Mononoke and The Wind Rises. The later, in contrast, was divisive in Japan because of its strong pacifist overtones. Of course, when Spirited Away won Best Animated Feature at the 75th Annual Academy Awards, Miyazaki did not attend, because Hayao Miyazaki is congratulated and this award is accepted on his behalf by the Academy. Thank you very much. On the other hand, Miyazaki is a proponent of peace. For the greater good, his characters choose the more challenging and self-sacrificial way. He also makes a point of humanizing his villains by demonstrating that the good versus evil narrative in both film and war is deeply flawed. Every tale has two sides. Miyazaki's non-violent and empathetic philosophy of life inspires us to look at the world with new and moral eyes. Finally, there's realism. Ghibli's worlds, no matter how fantastical they may appear, always feel tactile and real. The animator's acute sense of detail is responsible for this. In animation, every object, topic, and environment serves a purpose and contributes to the world that the animators are attempting to create. Ghibli animators are known for their ability to create believable societies and people. Take the hot tubs in Spirited Away, for example. In this world, there is a separate hierarchy and structure, and each character has a different role. Chihiro is a 10-year-old who is both sympathetic and realistic. She throws tantrums and gets frightened easily. She can be sweet at times and obstinate at others. Chihiro's genuine transition into a better, more mature version of herself inspired me as a child. This realism can be attributed to Miyazaki's well-known method of animating without scripts, in which the animators work on the narrative as it unfolds. He essentially writes in pictures, and he has no idea where it will lead when he begins. As a result, his paintings more closely resemble life, and each scene is equally significant to the tale. Emptiness, or ma, as Miyazaki puts it, is another style that I adore. It's when a character stares off into the distance, sighs, or ponders something. It's a trait that's often lacking in Western films, which fill these spaces with music or action, but it's one that Ghibli titles the je ne sais quoi that makes us adore it. We watch the characters progress in these small moments, reflect on the stories ourselves, and enjoy the little things in life. Like Miyazaki's protagonists, we are urged to seek fulfillment and happiness by developing ourselves. This is why after seeing Howl's Moving Castle, you can be inspired to embark on a new journey, or after seeing The Wind Rises, you might be inspired to pursue a dream. And that concludes my review of Studio Ghibli. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, Anime with Annie, for more such exciting anime content and reviews. And please leave comments about what you thought of today's video. And remember, have an Annie-mazing day!